Hello children, I am Anthony, Physical Science Faculty, DAV Public School, Dr. NTPS. Dear children, we are going through the lesson friction. In that lesson we have seen already effects of force and an experiment which is related with the trolley experiment also we have seen. Now we are going to see effects of area of contact on frictional force. See the figure, my dears. Here a wooden block is there. To that a spring balance is connected with that, and we are pulling the wooden block by means of spring balance. When you move the wooden block, you can take the readings of the spring balance. That means when you are pulling the spring balance, in a way you are pulling the wooden block. This when wooden blocks start to move, you have to note down the readings in the spring balance. And the similar experiment we are doing in the second experiment. But now the wooden block position is vertical position like this. And same way we are pulling here also like that. When it is getting start, when the wooden blocks start to move, you have to note down the readings of the spring balance. Surprisingly, we will find out in both the cases the readings of the spring balance is same. So with that, what we can now say that earlier the wooden block is horizontal, area of contact is more. In the second instance, the wooden block is vertical. That means area of contact is less. Even then, with this experiment we find out that in the spring balance the readings are same. So frictional force independent of the area of contact of the body. Once again I am repeating, my dears. Frictional force is independent of area of contact. Next, we'll go with this. See the same figure once again. And now what we are going to do is keeping another wooden block in the same wooden block. Now start to move. When you start, you will find in the spring balance reading is more. That means because of one wooden block, the reading is let it be x. And when you keep another wooden block on the same wooden block, whatever we have taken first, the reading is more, let it be y. We find that y is greater than that of x. That means what? When we keep the second wooden block on the same thing, here we are giving some normal force to the wooden block. So that means we can say that frictional force is directly proportional to the normal force we applied on it. This is the general statement. That is why I try to understand once again. Frictional force is directly proportional to normal force. Then we go with the is frictional force is necessary or not, or friction is necessary or not. So it is you just to imagine certain examples like this. When you are going in the rain on the muddy surface, usually people used to slip. As well as suppose a long ice block is there, on that somebody is walking, can he walk properly? No. In both the cases, we cannot walk properly because it is slippery. Slippery means without friction. There is no friction on the slippery surface, as well as there is no friction on the ice cube, ice surface, whatever we have taken. So in both the cases, there is no friction. That is why we are not able to walk on that properly. Even to run and even to walk on the surfaces, we need so much of friction. Without that, we cannot walk properly. We cannot run even without the friction. That is why in the sports and games, those who are running sprinters, they take spike shoes. Spike shoes increases the friction. So that is why friction is very much necessary in day-to-day life. Then we go with the next point. Friction produce heat. Yes, we have two examples here. Hold your both the hands and join them and start to rub the palms of your hands. When you start rub, after some time you will find out that on the surfaces of your hands there will be some, you will observe some hardness. So this we can say that because of the surfaces of the both the hands, there is a friction. When you are rubbing, because of the friction, heat generation takes place. This is a very good example in day-to-day life we observe. If you come to the second example, here igniting the matchstick, striking a matchstick against the surface of a matchbox. When you strike the matchstick, that increases friction, and because the friction, the matchstick get heat up, as well as the surface of the matchbox also a little bit gets heat up, and because of that heating, the ignition takes place in the matchstick, thereby the matchstick flares up. This is a good example for the friction produce heat. Next, increase of friction. I already told you the friction is very much needed in day to day life, while we are walking, while we are running, as well as vehicles to move on the road also. Friction is very much needed, and to get the pickup of the vehicle, so much friction is needed, as well as to stop the vehicle also friction needed. Here you see the picture, a shoe, a shoe picture. So under the shoe there is a certain design is there. Why we make design under the shoe, even though there is no need of beauty under the shoe? Because these whatever design we are making at the bottom of the shoe increases the friction. Means what? That gives more grip because of more friction. And if you come to the tire, a tire you take, tire also having certain designs on it, certain patterns and designs on the tire. Why? This also increases friction. While the vehicle moving, friction is needed, so much of friction is needed, grip is needed to the tire with the road, as well as to, whenever the vehicle is moving with certain speed, to stop it, certain friction is needed. Otherwise what happens? The tire get skid off. So that is why in order to prevent that, we have certain patterns on the tires. Next, these two are the techniques we use in the, one is the design under the shoe, as well as certain patterns on the tire we have seen. And now let us see examples how to reduce the friction, decrease the friction. Those two are for increase the friction. Now we see that to decrease the friction, one example it is given in this the carom board. So before you are playing the carom board, caroms play, you will pour some powder like boric acid or some whatever smooth powder, you pour on it to reduce the friction. Why to reduce the friction here? because when you hit the caroms, those has to move softly and smoothly and a longer distance in a conservative manner. Otherwise, if there is no powder on it, automatically it will not go it will not go to the point where you desire. Next, we come to the next example is, see, pulling suitcase with rollers. Usually, even without wheels, even if you pull the suitcase, it is very difficult to drag it. Though one thing is suitcase get spoiled, the second thing is even it is like that, it is difficult to drag this thing. In order to avoid all that, we keep wheels to the pulling suitcase. When you keep the wheels like that, it is easy to roll on the floor. So this is one of the way to reduce the friction. So that means what we are keeping here, wheels to the suitcase, that making a decrease of friction to the suitcase whatever we are carrying. If you come to the next example, see, systematically, scientifically, it is proven like this. First, two blocks are there. These green color two things are first block and second block. When you apply force on the first block, a little bit it is more force we have to apply. Suppose if you come to the second block, when you just pull it a little push it a little bit like this, it moves because it is having wheels or otherwise rollers below of the block. So with this what we can say that so here in place of rollers what we are keeping here in this diagram, here these block spots are pencils, a circular shape pencils we are keeping. As such it moves very easily when compared to the first block like this. So with this we can reduce the friction. So this is the principle behind roller bearings those who are those we are using in automobile machineries. Next, observing fluid friction. What is fluid friction? First of all, what is fluid? First of all, liquids and gases are said to be fluids. So both liquids and gases also having this having friction. That means air also having friction. So when birds are flying, the frictional force opposes the fly of the birds, as well as aeroplane when it is moving in the sky. There also frictional force opposes the aeroplanes. As well as third example you can take either bus or some truck when it is moving forward, because of the more area in front, the vehicle a little bit gets back because of this fluid friction. So in all these cases, we use suppose in the construction of aeroplane, we use aerodynamics. Aerodynamics means what? Which can penetrate the air and moves forward swiftly. This is what we call it aerodynamical system. As well as even buses also, the front face a little bit leaning backward, making the air to flow nicely, so that that is also said to be aerodynamical. So in all these cases we have observed fluid friction. And one more example we see like this, fluid friction. Water also a fluid. I told you already, fluid is nothing but gas as well as liquid, whatever it is. So here in this example we have taken water and we rotate water with the help of a spoon like this. So when you are rotating, the water also gets rotate nicely. When you remove the spoon, after some time the water gets stopped, gradually decreases its speed, finally comes to rest. That means stopping takes place. Why it is happening so? Because the surface of the glass offering a frictional force on the water molecules. As such, after some time, the water stops and comes to the rest. In the higher classes, we have different names, whatever the fluid friction here we are discussing. So, with this concept, I conclude, my dear children, draw this stirring of water diagram 2 times in your homework. Hereafter, in the next class onwards, we are going to give you classwork as well as homework also. That is why be ready with a classwork book as well as a homework book. This diagram you have to do in the homework. Thank you, children.